How's it going? Try to be patient with me. I don't know how to work this thing quite yet. And, show me the live chat, please. And then forgive this, awful tan line that I just got. I was out at a parade all morning and got a little bit burned up. Okay, hello! Hi, Abigail, Bonnie, Maria. Nice to see you all here. Thank you for commenting. So it looks like you guys comment and then it fades away pretty fast. So I will do my best here. I did. I got a little burnt. I had myself wrapped up with a sarong, but apparently this is the one spot that I didn't have covered. Hi! Alright, the parade was really good. It was huge. I was marching with the Aloha Aina people, and there weren't as many people as there were in previous years, but there were, we heard counts at about, 150, which was great. And Aloha Aina, they're all about protecting Mauna Kea and protecting Pohakuloa, where they're doing the bombing. And it's age restricted? I thought I had set it up so that it wouldn't be. Oh, I don't know how to change that if that's the case. Hi Erica from West Virginia. Okay, and what was I saying? The Aloha Aina people. Basically just protecting Hawaii and her interests. My opinion on dates. I went for a long time where I was eating dates every single day, a pound of dates every day to get the majority of my calories. But what ended up happening is I don't think I was brushing and flossing my teeth enough. I ended up getting a lot of little cavities in between there because the dates, it's they're dried and they're pretty sticky. So something that I do like to do with dates is soaking them in water, and then I like to drink the water, for starters. It's amazingly delicious. And then eating the dates that way so that they're not quite as sticky on the teeth. Other than that, I think they're fine to be a part of your diet, but it's just up to you how much you want, because, they're 98% sugar, which isn't a terrible thing. It's just, I don't know. I feel like there are other foods that have a little bit more to offer. I stopped my massage practice because it was just too distracting. It was pulling me in one direction and then this was pulling me in the other one. So I still am maintaining a few clients, but it was the type of thing where I couldn't plan in advance. So I couldn't be okay, all of Monday I'm going to spend it doing this, because I'd get a call from a massage client and they're like, oh, hey, can you see me? And I'm yeah, I can. So it was just a little bit too messy. Okay. The questions keep popping up and then they just disappear before I can even see them. Alright. I have a question. I'm 16 and I eat, and my vegan dietitian says oh gosh, it goes away so fast. This is really, oh, who's disliking? I don't know. Maybe Levi's ex-girlfriends again. Mono meals, I think they're a great idea, but it is important to get variety over the long term. So it's if you're just mono mealing on bananas or peaches or something, that's totally fine, but you want to make sure that you're getting a wide variety of food over over the long term. But mono meals are great on digestion, I think. I used to mono meal a lot, but I kind of got away from that just because I like a little bit more variety. I want to add fresh grated turmeric if I prep it the night before. Yeah, my understanding is that if you prep it in advance, you still get the benefits of turmeric. I think it has enough antioxidants and everything to really maintain itself. So if what's getting in the way of you eating turmeric every day is not being able to prep it in the morning, definitely just prep it at night. Levi and we are not married yet. I don't know too much about aloe, to be honest. I know it's pretty good on digestion. My opinions on gluten-free breads and other processed products, they are processed foods. So it's like when you eat them, you're getting pretty concentrated calories. Also, I found it's kind of difficult to find like whole grain gluten-free processed products, probably because it affects the texture so much and the taste, and you know, people just don't want to eat it. So it's totally, it's up to you how much you want to eat it, but just keep in mind that it's like it's concentrated calories and the level of fiber can be kind of reduced, so you won't necessarily feel as full from them. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay. Thoughts on eating excessive amounts of oats. Excessive amounts of oats. I know Levi eats excessive amounts of oats. I think a lot of it depends on your own specific body. Like, if I eat tons of oats, I feel a little bit sluggish. I know other people, like Levi, who can eat, like, 2 cups of oats every day and feel great. And so a little bit of that just depends on how you feel best. Like, even eating whole grains, I don't feel as good as if I'm eating sweet potatoes or something. Like, sweet potatoes and fruits and vegetables, those are my perfect foods. Whole grains slow me down a little bit. They're still great foods, but, you know, if I was going to base my diet off those totally, I think I would end up having a little bit of problems. Just can't get over this. Maybe. Will it? No, the little 3 dots just says share for me. I don't know if I want to... Situations with fruit. God. How do I feel about people drinking? I mean, alcohol isn't good for you. It's just... Like, that's a fact. Alcohol is never going to be a health food. So you just have to decide, like, how much detrimental food you want to expose yourself to. And then I also have to question, like, why people are drinking, you know? Are they trying to numb themselves? Are they trying to escape? Are they trying to, like, help themselves loosen up so they don't feel as socially awkward? Because I totally understand that, because I feel, like, intense social awkwardness around people. Alcohol helps. My thoughts on marijuana? Yeah, you can come on in. My thoughts on marijuana is, like, same thing, you know? Why are you using it? And it's smoke. I mean, it's not good for your lungs. Oh, you brought me the questions. Thank you. You want to say hi?
I was watching in the other room.
Oh, God, that's weird.
It is kind of weird.
All right. Tips for people suffering with PCOS. Yeah. It's difficult. I was actually diagnosed with PCOS when I was 18 or 19 years old, and to be honest, I don't know if I even trust that doctor anymore. But it's like they did the ultrasound and they were like, oh, it's kind of inconclusive, but the symptoms fit with PCOS. So there you go, there's your PCOS diagnosis. And then my doctor sent me away and said, go eat Brazil nuts and stop eating so many damn apples, was basically what she told me. And then I did the opposite and ended up healing myself of that issue for the most part. But like, hormones take a long time, and these kinds of issues like PCOS, it's like natural healing to an extent is possible. It's just hard to guarantee anything anymore, especially with the world that we're living in, where it's so polluted and there's so many hormone disruptors, and it's almost impossible to live like a pure life, you know? Okay, vegan dietitian put me on no fat, lots of veggies, less grains, less fruit, and supplements. High protein too. I'm a ballerina. Thoughts? No fat. Well, I mean, no diet should be a no-fat diet. Like, everybody needs healthful sources of dietary fat. So I assume you just mean like a low-fat diet. Lots of veggies is great. If grains don't work well for your body, then less grains is fine. But I do question, like, the high protein, especially if it's a vegan diet. Where are you getting your protein from? It's probably going to have to be isolated protein. So, like, isolated soy protein or isolated pea proteins, which have been shown to raise insulin-like growth factor levels, which screw up your hormones, make you more disposed to getting cancer, and all kinds of stuff like that. Okay, how do you convince family members who believe in basically a Paleo Atkins style diet that they're killing themselves? I'm still looking for a solution. I was toying with the idea of taking them by the shoulders and shaking them until they just stop being who they are. You know, if they're open to information, you can try watching documentary like Forks Over Knives or What the Health just came out, which was excellent, and maybe that'll like start chipping away at that internal dogma that they have. But the fact is that family members are like the least likely people to listen to you, and that's so ridiculous to me. But hey, what's a good number of grams of protein to shoot for? So, it's 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, which for someone my size, I'm between like 115 and 120 pounds, depending on how much I've had to drink that day. I need about 46 to 50 grams protein a day. I usually end up just accidentally eating at least 60 or 70 grams from whole plant foods. So protein is not something that I personally think about. It just happens in my whole food. Okay. I don't have a Snapchat. The number of grams of fat that I eat in a day, that I'm not sure. I haven't kept track of that for a while. I'll keep track of it one of these days, and maybe I'll just do like a track everything that I eat on a chronometer and then put that in a video, if that would be helpful for you guys. Am I watching Merry Monarch? I did watch part of it. I usually catch it on YouTube afterwards because we don't have cable, and like getting into the auditorium is crazy. I should get a Snapchat. I don't know how to use Snapchat. I don't know if I can stand having to learn how to use another new technology. I'm like, I just figured out what a couple more buttons on my camera use, and I'm like maxed out for the month. Alright. Tips for growing your YouTube channel and coming up with video ideas. Well, I mean, you guys give me a lot of video ideas, so it's the questions that I keep getting in the comments that I like to address. As far as growing my channel, the things that have grown my channel the most are doing those, like, frickin' celebrity videos where, you know, it's like my Trisha Paytas video that, like, phew, it went up really, really fast, because I was, like, you know, I had 250 subscribers, and then I did that Trisha Paytas video, and it shot up, and then I did the video about Freely and Blogilates, and then that was like really what got me off the ground. But I mean, it's like my numbers are still fairly low, and unfortunately this like bug that's on YouTube, I can't describe it any other way. I look at it, I have gained almost 75,000 subscribers, and then like 30,000 of them have been automatically unsubscribed. And it's driving me crazy, but I think there are ways that you can like use Google Analytics and AdWords to track what people are searching for and then try to make videos along those lines, but I like to just focus on what people are asking for. How tall am I? I am 5'4" when I stand up really straight. Have I had any issues digesting legumes? Yes. I used to not do very well with beans and legumes, and as far as I can tell, it was just a matter of letting my digestive system get used to it. So I just ate beans and legumes really consistently, you know, for 2 or 3 weeks, and then what happened, what I assume is what happened, obviously I'm not inside my own intestines, but what I assume happened was my gut microbiome kind of adjusted, and then more gut bugs who are good at digesting legumes and such popped up and helped me out. Because Otherwise, you know, you can end up with like gas and bloating and that kind of thing. Someone said, get Snapchat, it's easy peasy. I'll try. I stopped taking birth control pills after 10 years and my periods have stopped. I've always had really messed up hormones. Is there anything you suggest to help me get my hormones to a healthy level? Whole plant foods as much as possible. Rest. Like, so much rest. When you have messed up hormonal issues, resting is like the number one thing I recommend. The over-exercising, stress, like, so many people nowadays, it's like we're stressed and we're anxious constantly. And that's really affecting people a lot. And that's affecting our hormones a lot. As much as you can, like, avoiding hormone disrupting chemicals, which is like near impossible, but drink out of glass bottles or stainless steel bottles instead of plastic. That kind of thing is really important. And then try not to stress about the hormone disruptors that you can't avoid, which drives me nuts too. Okay. Say no to more social media. Yes, indeed. Alright. What do I think about Gary Yourofsky? I've listened to Gary's stuff. And, like, what I've specifically heard Gary say with my own ears, I'm like, yeah, I support that. Like, that's pretty logical. It doesn't sound too extreme. And then I hear, like, hearsay reports of what Gary has said. Like, he thinks, I don't know. People have said horrible things that he has said. And I'm like, well, gosh, if he said that, that's a really horrendous thing to say. I haven't heard him say it. I haven't, like, investigated the issue. I don't know. But Gary Yourofsky has done a lot for veganism. What he decides to do from here on out is his choice. Like I have said before, like, I don't necessarily think anyone is doing it wrong because different people respond to different messages. So, you know, someone like me really connects with Gary Yourofsky and what he's been saying. Again, like, I haven't heard him say super extremist shit. If he has been saying that, then I don't know, I'd have to reframe my opinion. But he's done a lot for veganism. He's done a lot for animals. He has his place, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm not going to go and tell people that they're doing their activism wrong. Okay, any advice on visiting Hawaii for the first time? Be humble. Don't flip U-turns in your frickin' tourist car in the middle of the road. Like, we almost got ran over by a frickin' tourist today. Almost smacked our kid. Other than that, I don't know, are you looking for positive advice? Bring natural zinc-based sunscreen. Don't use the oxybenzone stuff. Spray it on yourself and then jump in the water. It kills the reef. I don't know. There's not too much that you really have to do. Just be humble, be respectful. What do you think about me eating more processed foods so I can recover from my orthorexia? I think that is totally, legitimately fine. I know that I have gone through periods of time where I was like, no, oh my god, I cannot eat those foods. And then it actually took me forcing myself to eat it. Not necessarily even forcing myself, but like trying to let myself eat it without having a panic attack. You know? And sometimes just doing that is what needs to be done. What do you use for sunscreen? Obviously, like, I have natural sunscreen. I forgot to put it on this morning. So I had myself, like, wrapped up with the sarong over my shoulders, which saved my shoulders. But then, you know, this little bit. I have a natural sunscreen, just as long as it's zinc oxide based. You can even make your own sunscreen. You can get zinc oxide powder and dump it in, like, coconut oil with some essential oils, whatever kind of base you want to put it in. Heat that up, let it cool, solidify, and then rub that on, and it's a great sunscreen. Where am I from? I was born in Tennessee. When I was 2 or 3, we moved to Maine, Farmingdale, Maine, right outside of Augusta. And then when I was about 9, I think, we moved to Asheville, North Carolina. And we lived there until I was 16, at which point we moved to Wellington, New Zealand. And then after I moved back to the States when I was 17 and lived with my sister for a while in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then I moved back to New Zealand, and then ended up coming back and forth to the States quite a bit. I lived in Port Townsend, Washington for a while. I lived for like a few months in California, and now Hawaii. I lived in upstate New York while I worked at the Omega Institute. And then Costa Rica when I went to massage school, and now here. And yes, I saw a question earlier. I think I'm gonna stay in Hawaii forever. For one, I'm sick of planes, and I'm sick of moving. I have my books now. I'm not putting this shit in boxes and moving again. I'm done. And this place, like, it feels like home. And after we moved so much, I really appreciate having a place where I can put my roots down into a place and call it home, and just be still for a while, and also get involved with community stuff locally as far as activism and bettering the place that I live, that I love so much. I want it to be well taken care of. Okay. Where did you meet your husband? I don't know. I'll tell you when I meet my husband, when I get married. Levi and I, we met at Carl Smith Beach Park. Levi was sitting underneath a coconut tree that has since been cut down. And then if he ever gets around to proposing to me, and then if we stay engaged for like the 5 to 10 years that I have planned, and then we get married, I'll let you guys know. It'll be on YouTube. We'll put it on YouTube. How much greens should you eat in a day? How many greens should you eat in a day? I think that's one of those shoulds that like tends to sneak in, and then we start obsessing about it. I'd say like a couple of few cups, like handfuls. I don't know. I know Dr. Greger has some recommendations, but I can't remember what they are. I don't know. I just try to eat a few handfuls of greens, you know, be that lettuce or kale. What's really important is to cycle your greens, which I'm going to be talking about in a video coming up soon, which is like eat different varieties of greens. You shouldn't be eating the same green every day. So like if you're eating kale every single day, you could run into some problems. If you're eating spinach every single day, you can run into some other problems. And again, that's going to be in a video coming up soon, so I won't get too much into it here. Was Levi vegan when we met? I'm sorry. How can I make green smoothies not taste like vomit? I don't know. I've kind of yet to figure that out. Like, they taste like lawn to me, not vomit. Because in order to taste like vomit, I feel like something has to have butyric acid in it. Which, okay. What was that? Oh yeah, was Levi vegan when I met him? He was not. Levi was like an alcoholic meat eater when I met him. And I was on vacation, and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. We can have a fling. And I was getting over my orthorexia issues and like some other eating disorder stuff. And Levi had no idea that I was vegan. He was just really confused because every time he would pick me up, I would leave like a giant pile of banana peels in his truck at the end of the day. So, long story short, like I left because I had a job in New York, and then I ended up going to Costa Rica for massage school. And then Levi and I kind of stayed in contact, not really. I eventually heard that he had gone sober and vegetarian, and so when I moved back here, I was like, I can totally work with that. And then eventually, it was within like a month or two, he gave up cheese and dairy totally. So, yeah. If you don't know the grams of fat you eat per day, how much would you recommend? I mean, under 10% of your calories is where I like to keep it. That's where I feel best, where I don't have any issues with like hypoglycemia or anything like that. Some people feel better with like 15% of their calories coming from fat every day, and that's totally fine. I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong if that's how your body feels good. Hold on, I'm going to like get a telephone book for me to sit on. I feel like I'm too low. Okay. That's a little better. Okay. Yes, I would consider doing a video on restorative yoga. I have like a really simple yoga video coming out. I'm just editing it right now and doing the voiceover, but I would like to talk more about yoga, especially restorative yoga. Restorative yoga was a really big part of me learning to like be comfortable with my body again after eating disorders. Restorative yoga and having regular massage, because when I started having massage, I was so grossed out by my own body and so ashamed of it, and then it's like someone else would touch it and make it feel nice, and it kind of helped me to feel good about my body too, and be like, okay, well, if she's touching it and not vomiting on my back, it can't be that bad. Okay. Someone here says that they started a whole food plant-based diet in October and they will be moving to Hilo in less than 5 months. Ooh. Can you recommend a place to meet like-minded people? I'm kind of a hermit a little bit. I think there's like there's an active yoga community here. There are lots of meetups. There is a vegan community kind of on the island, which you can get hooked into through Facebook groups and stuff like that. And if you find me on Facebook, I'm happy to try to connect you with those people. I don't tend to hang out with the vegan crowd too much. Part of that is because, it's like I want to bring Levi with me. But then like every time I bring him somewhere, these freaking vegan people are just like, I just don't understand how to be racially appropriate. Like, I brought Levi to this thing when Will Tuttle came to talk. And this guy, like, walks up and he's like, oh, hey, I wanted to give this to you. And he gives him, like, a postcard of, like, a postcard for tourists. And it's, like, all the Hawaiian spirit animals and stuff on it. Amakua, and hands it to him. And Levi's just like, yeah. And I mean, we went to the Big Island Fruit Fest thing, and Levi walks up and he's standing there, and the guy who's talking, like, literally has to stop the group and go like, hey, brah, like, oh, you're lost, you're not supposed to be here. And it's like, no, he's supposed to be here. Club Hermits, yeah, Hermits Unite. And then I host Plant Lux, or co-host some Plant Lux with one of my good whole food plant-based vegan warrior friends over here. So I advertise those on Instagram and stuff. So once you're here, maybe you can come to one of those, and maybe I can host some more meetups, because I know we have some great local groups over here. What do I think of juicing? I think juicing is like a great treat. I love to juice some greens, and I love to juice oranges, and juice some turmeric sometimes, and drink that. And it's like I drink it, and I feel like my cells just like come alive a little bit more. But juicing takes away the fiber, and a lot of the beneficial nutrients that are in plant foods are tied into the fiber, and they are liberated when the good bacteria in our intestines digest that fiber. So if you're juicing, you're kind of missing out. I know everybody says that, like, oh, it's extracting everything good in the plant. It's really not. You miss out. Korean gardening. I assume you mean like Korean natural farming. I'm learning about that. I want to learn more about this. I have friends that do it. Naturopaths promote pseudoscience. Opinion. I would tend to agree. Like, I don't know if it's pseudoscience. It's just, I mean, okay. what is accepted as science and like what is accepted as fact, a lot of it has to do with like industry funding, and a lot of it has to do with what kind of research gets funding, because a lot of scientists don't want to risk their careers or risk their funding by going out on a limb, especially if that limb is contradictory to the pharmaceutical industry. So I feel like naturopaths are trying to do the right thing. You know, it's like they want to have these alternatives that are perhaps more, I mean, not perhaps more effective, definitely more effective than pharmaceuticals. But naturopaths, it seems like they just sprint off in the exact same direction as doctors. They just use supplements and isolated nutrients instead of pharmaceuticals. And while that might not be as toxic, I don't think it's addressing the root of the issue. You know? Any tips for bad period pain? Yeah. I've had a lot of luck with flax seeds. I started taking flax seeds, and it's like it alleviated any cramps that I was having. And my period got a lot better once I went vegan and once I went low fat. And it was like, 85% of the pain went away. And what happens now is like it'll start and I'll have cramps for like 12 hours. And then they just go away. But it's like those 12 hours can be kind of miserable, especially if you have to go to work or something like that. So, turmeric definitely helps because it's anti-inflammatory. But what you really want to do is block the word just flew out of my mind. But it's like arachidonic acid and other blank, which I can't think of right now. But they're inflammatory and they cause pain, and if you can block those, preferably through natural methods, like with stuff like turmeric or other compounds. I'm spacing out again, I apologize. And then you can prevent a lot of that by eating foods that are rich in phytoestrogens, which can help like even out those hormonal fluctuations that cause the increased pain and sensitivity. So, but I mean, like, if you're really suffering, it's not going to kill you to take an ibuprofen once a month. That's okay. It won't kill you. I healed my autoimmune disorder with a 63-day juice fast. I believe I had leaky gut syndrome that was causing it. Yeah, I mean, the thing with, like, fasting and juice fasting and that kind of stuff is, if someone's dealing with like cancer or autoimmune diseases or really bad diabetes, uncontrolled hypertension, stuff like that, fasting can be a really beneficial way to like kick your body back into gear, like just set the reset button. But for most people, especially people who like, just want to lose a little bit of weight, or people who want to lose a lot of weight but they want to do it sustainably, I advise against the fasting. But I definitely admit that fasting, be that water fasting, like medically supervised water fasting or juice fasting, can have big benefits for people with acute diseases. Okay. I've seen a lot of questions about candida recently, not just in here, but on the channel in general. And I think candida is one of those things that's like hyped up quite a bit. I think other symptoms are very, very often blamed on candida. I'm not saying, that everyone who says that they have candida is lying or misinformed or whatever, but I think a lot of the times it's like a scapegoat. But candida needs, sugar to survive. So a lot of people say cut out the sugar. My frame of thought is cut down on the fat so that the sugar can get from your blood into the cells where it belongs really quickly. So again, taking the fat down low, below 10% of calories from fat. It's totally safe to go below 5% of calories from fat for a time being. You wouldn't want to do that indefinitely, but for a little chunk of time, you can go really low fat and then, starve out the candida and kind of hit the reset button on that. And it can be really helpful. I think the more that you start getting into stuff, all these like remedies for candida and the candida cleanses, I think you start tiptoeing down a very slippery slope where you can get out of control with either developing eating disorders, orthorexia, or just like causing so many big fluctuations in your health that you end up taking a little bit of time to recover. Do I crash from sugar in smoothies? No. I mean, are you talking about like the natural sugar in smoothies? Because I know that Durian Ryder has been into this of, like putting refined sugar inside smoothies, and that's like, that's fucking crazy shit, you guys. Excuse my French. But, like, don't put refined sugar in your smoothies. You don't need it. Okay, yes, I use a Vitamix, but I survived for most of my vegan journey with a cheap blender from Walmart that I bought from Goodwill. So I don't think you really need a super fancy blender. I know I make use of mine from time to time, when I really crank it up and pulverize something, but if you're strapped for cash, which I totally get, like, you don't have to splurge on a really expensive blender. It's 2 a.m. in Scotland. That's awesome. Thanks for that commitment, man. That's pretty hardcore. Okay, someone woke up with an inflamed lymph node on the back of their ear. Do you know what could be the cause of this? Yeah, lymph nodes can pop up almost for almost any reason, It's like something gets irritated around here and then like your lymph node is going to pop up because your immune system is dealing with it in that area. It's like if it pops up and I think if it's hard but not tender, then you have to start wondering about that. But if it's tender and sore, it's probably just like a little infection that your body is dealing with. It could be skin infection, it could be somewhere in your ear canal, and it could be anywhere. Like, it's not a huge deal. What can help is, like the massage like this. I know in one of my most recent vlogs, I think the What I Eat in a Day, I showed myself doing this, where you're just helping the lymph to get out of that area so that it can decongest. I think there's someone at our house. There's like never anyone comes to our house. And today, at this moment, someone comes. I did not stop eating nightshades and legumes to cure hypothyroid, and to be perfectly honest, I have not heard of that before. Any advice on how to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time? I went to gain muscle, but I have some fat to lose as well, so I don't know how much to eat. Yeah, most people, if you go to the gym, they're like, oh, are you bulking or are you cutting? Because they're like, oh, you have to bulk and that's how you gain muscle, but you also get really puffy at the same time. And, sorry, I got a text. Sorry, popped up. What was I saying? Oh yeah, gain muscle and lose fat. So what I do when I go to the gym, I don't specifically try to like eat to gain muscle. I do find that my appetite naturally goes up and I become a little bit of a bottomless pit. So I'm just like shoveling food in and I'm still hungry. But it's like as you gain muscle, that muscle is going to increase your resting metabolic rate, and muscle is very metabolically active. So when you work out, you'll burn more calories per workout. So that extra muscle that you're building will help you lose weight and lean out at the same time. That said, like, I don't eat extra protein, I'm not doing protein shakes, I'm not doing things, I feel like protein shakes, they just like, they gunk up my works. And I just feel like puffy and icky if I eat overly refined foods like that. So I can't do it. Yes. Yeah, was someone at the house?
Yeah.
Oh.
One of my friends came by.
Oh, okay. I was confused, and Petunia wouldn't shut up. But yeah, you want to come in?
I mean, one of my friends came by.
You only got the one. Here. Oh. They keep calling you my husband. And I keep saying he just hasn't bothered. He just hasn't bothered. Okay. Still planning a posture series. Yes, I'm just like writing out the posture series right now just to make sure that I hit all of my points that I need to make. But yeah, I'm hoping like within the next couple weeks to film that and put it out. Yeah, my opinions on salt. I don't like to restrict salt. I think I have a video on salt that you can watch if you want a longer explanation. But your husband looks like The Rock. I think that you should eat salt if you want it, because like I know my body feels better when I'm on salt and eating salt regularly as opposed to making myself cut it out. And I also know that when I don't eat salt, I start to go a little crazy and I start to get cravings and I want to eat all kinds of junk food. Nice teeth.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't have a brother.
You don't have a brother. No, yeah, you're a single child.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this is not...
It's a small chair.
This is not working. Hold on. I'm gonna move this.
Okay.
Can you make sure the iPad doesn't crash to its death?
Alright.
Okay. Okay, there we go. That works. Okay.
Somebody keeps asking.
Yeah. The ballerina girl. I don't know how tall you are, but 49 kilograms is really, really light. And that... I feel like we're getting into eating disorder territory with that. I'd like if you want to lose weight, if you have to lose weight for your ballet, like whole unprocessed foods as much as possible. But I don't know if I can condone that much weight loss. Is it all right to eat less than 1,500 calories if that's what you're comfortable with? Again, I don't know how tall you are, but 1,500 calories is not a lot at all. And if that's what your body is asking for, I'd start to ask yourself some questions like, why? What am I, like, what kind of patterns am I recovering from in the past? And, like, is it really asking for that much or what? But I see that comment quite a bit, that you just can't get enough calories in. Hold on, I'm trying to find this girl's comment. I really thought high-carb vegan was the best way to go, and I was high-carb for a very long time, but it made my PCOS worse. I'm not sure, like, I can't give specific information about that, especially if I don't have more details. Okay, do you guys want to do some questions that might involve Levi? When did Levi lose his weight? I guess after high school?
Yeah, I guess after high school.
Yeah.
After high school, I kind of yo-yoed, yeah. I was like this a lot.
Yeah.
Yo-yoing. And then I went vegan. Oh, I went vegetarian first for about 2 months. And I was running a lot. And then I lost a lot of weight. I think I got down to like 180. I was really, really skinny. I felt great, but then I didn't feel great at the same time. Because I felt like out of my element, I was too small.
Yeah, you did get quite
quite
skinny. But I mean, it's like you were still big.
Yeah, I guess,
You
yeah,
weren't
it was
small at all.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's like I've seen him, he starts working out, and then he just like...
Yeah.
But, you know, you can also lean out pretty well.
Yeah.
How many calories should you eat on a rest day? Because people say to eat less on rest days. I don't know, I don't think you should limit the amount of calories that you eat ever. I don't think it matters if it's a rest day or not, because exercising affects your metabolism even when you're not doing it. Like, it's just like that amount of control over your diet, I think maybe waste of life energy. I don't want to be disrespectful, but like I don't know. And I also say this, like, I'm not super ripped, you know, it's like I have muscles, I'm strong, I'm fairly lean, but that's not my focus. So I don't. How big is your dick though? Wow, people have problems. A man just asked about your penis. That's good.
Cool.
Okay.
So I'm 30 years old. I'll be 31 in June.
And you became vegan when you were like, what, 26?
I think I was like 25, yeah.
No, you're 26.
26, yeah. Yeah, 2012 I turned vegetarian. In the beginning of 13 I turned vegan. How big are my arms? I don't know. Not that big. Not that big. Oh, what's on your arm? It's a scarification.
Yeah, so those are scars. You got them cut.
So I got them all cut out, yeah.
Someone just said, I've been working on losing weight for almost 2 years and lost 24 pounds steadily. Is 1 pound a month too slow? No, that's how fast I lost weight, was about 1 pound a month. And there were times where I would plateau for a while, and then I would like lose like 5 or 10 pounds at a time. Are you sweating to death? Because I'm sweating to death.
I was gonna grab a fan.
Yeah, let's see. Grab a fan, see if the oh god. Or we can move to another room.
I was thinking maybe you wanted the other room.
Can Levi speak Hawaiian? He can speak a little bit. I know his daughter goes to a Hawaiian school and she can speak quite well. What's your best advice for sustaining a long-term relationship? And what are your opinions on why they fail? Okay, we're back. Somebody unplugged the Wi-Fi when they got the fan.
Sorry.
Okay, I don't remember what we were talking about. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. There's a way that I can get rid of this person. I just can't remember how.
What person?
Oh, there's someone being a troll in the comments.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine.
Okay. I don't want other people to deal with it. Okay.
Oh.
Do you want to just finish up with like 10 minutes of relationship advice?
Relationship advice.
Can you hear us with the fan? Because we have a fan on. Let me know if you have fan problems with hearing. Yeah, it sounds like it's okay. Loud and clear. Thank you. Okay. Relationship advice?
Okay.
Alright.
Communication, yeah. I think you probably already said that.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about communicating. And, like, you know, you have to be willing to hear the other person.
That's
and
right.
It's so easy to get caught up in, like, well, you're the one being an asshole, so I'm not going to listen to you. Like, you have to listen to me, which is, I believe, what we were just dealing with as well.
Yeah.
But,
and sometimes it's like little things, but you don't think it means anything to the other person, but it means a lot.
yeah.
So, I mean...
Like, we've been dealing with a laundry thing, you know. And I know that I've done videos in the past, and you guys have seen this thing that our house has gone through, you know? It's like, the house used to be very old, and, you know, it's like, it didn't matter how much you cleaned, it was never going to look good. Well, now the house looks pretty good, so it's like, I want to clean, and I want it to look good sometimes, and then this one tends to leave his clean laundry all over the house. And so that's like something that you have to work on, and I know that sounds like a little thing, but it's like, little things, how you deal with the little things are how you deal with the big things too. So you just gotta get used to working with each other. Thoughts on vegan gains? I don't know, he's kind of gone off the deep end. I thought he was funny for a while. But diet advice for the pregnant. Yeah, don't eat fish or dairy. Like, when you're pregnant, you can pass on those environmental toxins and stuff to your fetus. So being vegan while you're pregnant is actually incredibly important. At the same time, you want to make sure that you're getting enough things like omega-3 fatty acids, so consider taking a vegan algae-based DHA supplement. That kind of thing. And, like, take a prenatal multivitamin if that's something that you feel like you need to do. I'm not pregnant. I have no intention of being pregnant. Like, it's impossible for me to be pregnant, so that's not something that I tend to focus on too much, nutritionally speaking. If you have questions, I highly recommend this book. This might be mirrored. I don't know. But Becoming Vegan, the comprehensive edition, they're really good. Can you go back to the left?
Sorry, there you go.
Spirulina. Look, I don't believe in superfoods. Like, plants are good for you in general. As far as algae and stuff, spirulina is one of those foods. It's like, I feel like we wouldn't have been eating that much algae naturally. So I don't really include it in my diet too much. If you want to, you're welcome to. I know that there have been some reports of, like, contamination and such, but I think it's one of those things where take it if you want to. You don't have to be obsessive about it. I don't think it's going to, like, revolutionize your health all by itself.
Okay, my turn.
Okay.
Okay, so it says, do you guys work out together, or do you find it more comfortably working out separately? I like, if I'm seriously working out, I go through like a little workout phase where I work out for maybe about 3 weeks or a month, maybe 2 months throughout the year, maybe 1 month every 6 months I work out heavily. That's when I do like super heavy lifting, and I just go crazy, and I lift out for work out for like an hour, 2 hours a day. Yeah, I like to do that by myself, but throughout the months that I don't seriously work out, I like to work out with her a little bit, just to like tone up, you know, get stretching out and work the deeper muscles, you know, and stuff like that. So if I'm serious about it, I like to do it by myself, but just for a little tune-up, I like to work out with her. She's pretty cool.
Yeah, if we're just, like, messing around a little bit, it's fun to work out together.
Yeah.
But we don't do it regularly. Tips on getting digestion back to normal after a bout of food poisoning. Probiotics. I recommend, like, taking probiotic pills, and then if you can get, like, a probiotic drink. I know I've used one that's, like, coconut water probiotic supplement drink. I like to drink that. Coconut yogurt or some kind of other probiotic rich food. And I don't really think kombucha counts for that. I'm not sure why it's frozen on your phone, but also eating just really simple foods and focusing on eating nice, like, fiber-rich foods. Like, I know, I'm gonna say it again, sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, for me, are magic. If you know of, like, a specific magical food for your digestive system, then try doing that food and just do it, like, really consistently. Not too much variety, not any, like, crazy, spicy jalapeno popper stuff. And just keep it really simple, really easy to digest. What was my diet like when I was healing my thyroid? When I had the hypothyroid diagnosis, and when my naturopath was slowly killing me with really expensive supplements, I initially switched to a high-fruit diet, so like an 80-10-10 raw vegan diet. And I ate that for 9 months, and that, like, set me straight. Did I have to do that? I don't know. I think I would have been fine on, like, a whole plant food diet, but to be perfectly honest, the raw food did feel really good on my body for a while. But then it got to a point where I wanted cooked food again. So it might be that a really nice cleansing diet, like a raw food diet, could be good while you're healing, like when you're in the acute healing phase. Do you want to answer another one?
Let me see. Oh, it's a lot of...
Yeah, I would like to do regular live Q&As. Like, hey, maybe every Friday. I know that it's not Friday right now, but in the future, maybe we could do Fridays. We got potatoes are my magic food.
No, I don't drink soda. Oh, wait.
Soy milk or
no?
not?
Soda. Soda.
Oh, soda.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
Regularly.
You do drink
I
soda
drank
sometimes.
a soda.
I find your soda cans.
It's like sugarcane soda from the natural food store. Once in a while, it's like, you know, like, sometimes I get a sugar drop, you know? Once in a while. Once in a while I drink soda. I don't drink it every day.
Soy milk or nah? I think soy milk is okay. I think it's smart to, like, alternate things, you know, so it's like maybe you have soy milk for a while, maybe you have almond milk for a little while, or hemp milk, or oat milk. Like, doing the same thing all the time, it doesn't matter what it is, like, sometimes it's better to just mix it up. I don't usually have too much plant-based milks. I know you're an almond milk fan.
Yeah, I like almond milk a lot.
Yeah.
So why do you grate your turmeric if you're just going to put into that Vitamix?
I like the texture better, because if I grate it, it just, like, disappears. If I put a hunk of turmeric in there, then I end up getting chunks of turmeric that I end up, you know, it's like I get it and I'm, blah, blah, blah. So I just like to avoid that. So we have the same religion / view on the world. We're both, like, pretty non-religious. I was raised, like, a strict atheist. Like, it's like, if you believe in God, it's a crutch because you're not strong enough. And I, of course, come from, like, a family of depression and anxiety. But I mean, it's like I have a spiritual view of the world. I definitely feel a connection to the earth, cosmos, whatever you want to tell it. I know you're pretty non-religious too, but I think spirituality is important.
Luna, little bites, little big bites. Come.
Come in.
Come, honey.
Oh, there she is.
Someone said that they're having an issue with their lower esophageal opening not closing right. The only thing that I can say about that is that diets, when you eat something that's high in fat, it relaxes the sphincter of those valve muscles. Sorry if you're using that word. And so that can allow more acid to get up in the esophagus. So if you're eating like a lower fat, whole plant food diet, that should help to take care of some of that relaxing.
Hey guys, what's up?
I love her little bald spots.
Hey,
Okay.
Put in your voice. Equals Cartman voice.
What do I think about people who cut out overt fats like nuts, seeds, and avocados? If you want to do it for a cleanse for a while, but like at some point you're gonna need some more fatty acids. Do you want to get another dog? I think that would be so cute. I want to get 1,000 more dogs. The thing I don't want is more dog poop in the yard, and I don't want to have to pay more vet bills. But if this YouTube thing really takes off, hey, we can get all the dogs.
Have a dog sanctuary.
Yeah. Do you know of a reason why I've become allergic to bananas? I don't specifically. I've heard that they can be a trigger food for some people with you know, who are like very prone to allergies. But anything that you eat a lot of, you could technically become allergic to. It shouldn't happen. But I do not know more than that. Is tattoo ink not vegan? Most tattoo ink is not vegan. It contains animal byproducts, but you can get specifically vegan tattoo ink. You have to request it and talk to the tattoo artist beforehand. Yeah.
Never thought about that before.
Yeah. Thoughts on living without a car and only using a bike? I applaud anyone who does that. I did it for a long time, but then I got my car, and I've thought about selling my car sometimes, but it would be a big adjustment, you know, as far as like grocery shopping and everything. Your battery's dying.
Things are slow. Yeah, we live in Hawaii where it rains a lot.
Yeah, well, it rains and then it's also really, really sunny, and the roads aren't great for biking, but if you live in a place like, when I lived in cities, you know, I never had a car, and that was great. If you are a person who feels like they are healthy enough to, ride your bike everywhere and really be able to do that, then go for it. I totally support that. I think it's incredibly commendable.
Nutritional yeast.
Do you want to just plug that in? Nutritional yeast, again, I think it's one of those things that's like great, but it's also like a very processed, created product, and there are a lot of fortified vitamins that are added to it. I've also heard that it could be contaminated with lead.
What the hell? You didn't tell me that.
Only certain brands.
Is it the brand that we get?
Ours doesn't have a brand because it comes out of a bulk bin. So I just do like a little Hail Mary and then throw it all in the mashed potatoes.
Oh my god, I eat nutritional yeast every single day.
You don't eat it every single day, but we go through phases of eating it a lot.
Oh,
but it's also one of those foods that it's like, you're gonna go vegan, you want something. It's a great taste.
I'll plug it in.
Okay, plug her in. Okay, I kind of missed the question, but someone said that they're losing some of their hair and they have a really itchy scalp. Most common reasons for hair loss on a vegan diet: iron deficiency, hormonal issues. If your scalp is itchy as well, you could have some kind of fungal infection going on, in which case I would recommend getting some kind of scalp treatment that has like plenty of tea tree or eucalyptus oils in it, and that could be helpful.
So
you can make your own with like coconut oil and adding in essential oils.
Okay. Back in action.
Stress is also a huge cause of eventual hair loss. But
more if you lost.
do you worry about the dogs eating the rat lung slugs? Yeah, I do. I worry about Petunia especially because she eats random crap in the yard. But it hasn't happened so far, and we're just careful to like always change their water out every day and make sure that we wash their bowls before we feed them.
Do we have many real vegan friends? And
We're collecting quite a few.
we have a couple.
Yeah, and then some of our friends have actually gone vegan, and that's cool. One of them, Hannah, wants to go to dinner with her boyfriend and us, just by the way.
Oh, for real? When?
Yeah. I said it would have to be a weeknight because we have the girls, but we have to talk. Anyway.
We have a couple.
Friends are overrated. When I hear from my friends when they need rides to the airport. I also do that though. So
How much post would you recommend? Oh, Miss Donna.
I know, it goes way so fast.
How come your stuff just...
I don't know, it just disappears. It's really quite
Because Levi always lived in Hawaii. My entire life.
He was like, you were like, what, born in this house?
This house, I was born in. Not literally, but raised in this house. The house we live in, the reason why it's so messed up looking is because my great-grandfather built this back in the 50s. So yeah. Until I met her, I've never left the island.
Yeah, social life changes a lot when you change your diet. And I think it changed for the better, because I used to socialize with people who I didn't really like, and then we would just get drunk together, and I would pretty much just tell them that they were fucking assholes the whole time.
I learned how to build through work. My grandfather was he was in construction, and then he got me into construction eventually.
Do you drink at bars?
No.
I mean,
don't
neither
drink
of
at
us
all.
drink at all. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you ever feel judged?
For being white in Hawaii?
Mm.
Humility is important. But like today I went to the Aloha Aina march. It's predominantly Hawaiian people who are there. And I do like pick up on a poo-poo vibe from some people. Some people are welcoming. Some people aren't. It's just part of it. It's just part of living here. And I think it's really important to remember that that is how people of color feel in our, predominantly white societies all the time. That's how they grew up feeling. So, it's a good way to learn some empathy.
What do I do for work? Right now I'm building an old folks home. Kind of close to home. It's like 7 minutes away from my house. So it's a complex for old retiree folks to go and live in. Before that I did a school remodel in La Poi Hoi, and before that another school remodel. You know, stuff like that. I do carpentry work.
Yeah. Someone said, do you agree with Dr. Greger that we should be supplementing DHA? I don't think you have to. I think there are times when it could be wise to. Like, Levi and I were just talking the other day, and I was like, you know, it might be a good idea for you to take a DHA supplement because you're not having like flax seeds regularly. You have chia seeds quite a bit, but you know, it's like absorption and conversion isn't always guaranteed at the same point in time. DHA is a highly unsaturated fat, so it can be quite unstable, which means that it can oxidize easily, and then it can become a source of oxidative stress in the body instead of being beneficial. So it's kind of like your call. You need to look at your diet, kind of evaluate it. I highly recommend getting this book and reading it, and they go over omega-3s in really good depth. So it's not very expensive. It's very worth it. I don't take a DHA supplement. I don't plan to. That might change in the future. I don't know.
Colorado. Do you have an
I think white
essential
potatoes
oil?
are totally fine. Excuse me. I think sweet potatoes might be slightly better than white potatoes just because they have a little bit more antioxidant activity, but white potatoes are a perfectly fine whole plant food that you can include in your diet to your heart's content, in my opinion.
White versus brown rice. White rice tastes better, but brown rice has more fiber.
Yeah.
We eat brown rice a lot.
Yeah, we do like 50-50. If you're trying to lose weight, if you have problems with appetite regulation and being able to feel when you're full, if you have issues with accidentally overeating, I think it might be a little bit smarter to stick to brown rice. But again, it's your call. White rice isn't bad.
Scared of arsenic in rice.
I've heard about the arsenic. I'm not scared about it. A lot of people in the world base their diets off of rice. It's natural. It's there is some arsenic in it, but I'm not worried about it. Okay. Tips on knowing how much to eat. My appetite changes so often.
Oh.
Yes, your appetite does change so often. So does mine. And you can just eat to your appetite. You can listen to your body when it tells you, like, oh, I'm really hungry today. And so you just eat and eat and eat and you're starving, and that's fine. Okay. There's a dry erase board if you want to use a dry erase marker.
Yeah, markers?
Yeah, the markers are in that basket. And then you just get used to listening to your body, and it's fine. It doesn't have to be like, we don't have to stress about this. Why is yogurt labeled a superfood? That might be mirrored backwards.
What?
Let's see what happens. Yogurt is labeled a superfood because it has probiotics in it. That's the only reason. Oh, I think it does put it the correct way.
It makes it backwards. I just tried it.
The girls are vegan on the weekends. Yeah, but I saw it pop up on here.
Really?
Yeah. And then they go back home and they eat, I don't know, whatever their moms feed them.
Okay. So that's how you spell my name. Liwai. And it means rope.
Here's my coconut husk rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coconut husk rope.
It was the right way the first time.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. We're already at like an hour and almost 15 minutes.
Not backwards.
Should I avoid gluten with colitis? Yeah, very probably. I think it's something that you, it's like you can try it out, and if it's messing you up, avoid it, most definitely. What is a typical week like for you these days? Okay, this is going to be the last question. Sorry, guys. What is a typical week like for us?
For us?
Okay, well, you
get
can
up at
start.
5. Get up at 5, I do my thing, and then I go to work.
And he's on Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Then I get home about 5 o'clock. And then go talk story. We have dinner. Then we watch a movie. And meditate and go to sleep.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get my schedule under control, but it's a lot of like planning videos, brainstorming for videos, writing the video, then filming the video, then editing the videos. Then I usually spend at least like 3 hours every week holding my camera and going, "What the fuck does this mean?" and trying to figure that out.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry. But like I usually start thinking about videos on Sunday, and then I stop thinking about them Saturday night. And I definitely need some more breaks. And I'm still doing massage on like Mondays, Wednesdays, and some Saturdays. Just like 1 or 2 appointments at a time. That was probably a terrible answer to that question. Okay. Thank you for the thank yous, and then we'll plan to do this frequently. Maybe like, I'll say, ideally we'll do this once a week on Fridays.
Fridays are kind of rough.
Fridays are kind of rough. I was just thinking if I did it by myself, but then if you want to be involved, then it should be a different thing. Anyway, we'll find a good day to it. Thank you guys so much. This has been so much fun. Thanks for participating and giving the thumbs ups and commenting. It's been so great. I hope everyone sleeps well.
Mm-hmm.
I know we actually have some people in Europe who got up to watch this.
Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude. What's it like, 3 in the morning over there?
Yeah, something like that.
Holy smokes.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Tablespoon.
We'll see you later this week. Okay, I'm gonna push the button. This is like when you hang up on Skype and you're like, oh, I don't want to hang up. It's rude. They're still commenting. It's so rude. Oh gosh. Should we cover up the camera like?
Like a bird?
Yeah, like make him go to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Yeah, I'm sure.